On May 23, 2023, troopers clocked a red SUV flying down I-40 at nearly 100 miles per hour, blowing past traffic on the shoulder like it was in its own lane. What started as a routine attempt to stop a reckless driver turned into a multi-agency chase across counties, and the driver? Let's just say his problems were bigger than just a speeding ticket.
Westbound, 440. Traffic's kind of thick right now. Speeds are 110. Passing on shoulder.
What do you say, Little Rock?
Am I able to pit at this speed? I got a spot right here.
Yeah.
Set 10-4. He cut me off. I wasn't able to get it just then. It's gonna be. Might take the exit, stand by. No, we're gonna stay 40 west.
Stand 40 west.
Now things were getting dangerous, not just for troopers, but for everyone on the highway. But as soon as the trooper spotted a stretch of open road up ahead, he went in for the pit.
Come on now, let me get it. Too much traffic. Can't pit him right there, we had traffic. We're gonna be staying 40 west, about to come up to the north interchange. He's passing, he's going up here on the right, stand by.
Yeah, right now, 40 west still. We're going to see about medium for about 110 right now. You're going to roll over, stand by. Stop here, JFK.
Pit, roll over, stand by. We're stopped here at JFK.
The red SUV was stopped, and the driver, Tego Coldero, was taken into custody by Hazen police. Turns out Coldero wasn't just fleeing a traffic stop. He's a deported felon with an active ICE warrant, now facing serious charges including felony fleeing, aggravated assault, DWI drugs, and more. On March 2, 2023, Trooper James Byrd clocked a white Lexus speeding past his stationary position. He lit it up, and the driver pulled over. Just another routine stop, or so it seemed. But the moment Trooper Byrd stepped out of his cruiser, the Lexus took off. As the pursuit hit the interstate, the situation escalated fast. The driver weaved across lanes at over 110 miles per hour, showing zero regard for anyone's safety. Trooper Byrd stayed locked in, knowing this level of recklessness couldn't go unchecked.
If he's trying to cut you off, go ahead and put him in a ditch. We're just head over here.
Yeah, we're in.
He's about to touch him on the right shoulder. He's not on the right.
As the suspect tore down the highway, another trooper merged into the chase and took over as primary. With fresh positioning and determination, he wasted no time looking for any chance to shut this down before it got even worse.
Now it's good.
In the median. In the median. Right in front of the field.
Trooper executed a pit, sending the Lexus straight into the ditch, but somehow the suspect climbed out and took off on foot, thinking he still had a shot. That hope didn't last long. Troopers were right on him, making the arrest before he could disappear. No further details have been released, but one thing's for sure: he won't be getting behind the wheel of that car ever again. Most people spend New Year's Eve planning parties or watching the ball drop, but Kayla Cervantes decided to run from the cops with a car full of fentanyl, meth, and heroin. On December 31st, 2024, Moore police located a wanted suspect, 35-year-old Kayla Cervantes. When officers tried to pull her over, she had other plans.
Get over. West on Service Road, westbound.
Time 3 westbound on Service Road.
Okay, we're getting on 240 westbound.
Time 3 westbound.
Construction zone and packed traffic. For most people, that's a reason to slow down. But Kayla Cervantes seemed like she didn't have a problem with that. And what she did next showed exactly how little she cared for anyone's safety.
Time 3, do we have a vehicle description?
The exit on Walker, westbound, it's a white Dodge Ram pickup.
Clear.
Tag 15, Zebra Tom, 858.
Perfect. Here's Tom on Walker.
He's gonna come back northbound on Walker, northbound.
Clear northbound Walker.
Through the Casey's gas station parking lot. Now Johnny is still in the parking lot. Right here. Out to the service road.
Clear you, Tom.
Up the curb, going back. West on.
As the suspect blasted out of the parking lot, another patrol car took over as primary, and this chase had spiraled out of control a long time ago. With lives at risk and chaos unfolding by the second, officers knew this had to end. Now.
Westbound passing 10.
TBI crash, start medical. 240 in May, start medical.
Clear TBI 240 in May.
Kayla Cervantes, a wanted felon carrying a stash of fentanyl, meth, heroin, and drug paraphernalia, was pulled from the wreck and taken into custody without further incident. She was medically cleared at the hospital and booked into jail. Thankfully, no officers or civilians were injured in what could have easily been a tragic ending. On September 28, 2024, while patrolling U.S. Highway 78, a trooper clocked a Dodge Ram flying past at 107 miles per hour in a 60-mile-per-hour zone. The lights went on, the sirens followed, and the chase was on.
B78 Commerce. 1037. Be Arkansas 028, Union King 0. Be a great Dodge Ram.
10-4, John Closer, Station 53, 63, stay close.
TBI. Roll over.
His truck spun off the road and slammed into a utility pole, snapping it in half and dragging live wires across nearby cars. Inside the wrecked Dodge, 62-year-old Mr. Hotchkiss sat slumped over the wheel, reeking of whiskey. EMS arrived, but he refused treatment, then tried fighting the medics. Turns out he fractured his neck and had to be airlifted to a trauma center in Memphis. Along with a long list of charges, including DWI and felony fleeing, Hotchkiss also racked up nearly $25,000 in property damage, proving once again that running never ends well. They say criminals aren't always smart, and this one proved it. Takesa Moss stole from a grocery store in Texarkana, then jumped on the interstate like she was in a Fast and Furious movie, in a Volkswagen. At 11 a.m., troopers heard the call go out. Minutes later, they spotted the gray car flying down I-30, and the pursuit was on.
Where are you now? Full secondary, I'm behind line 3. I figured what about trout mountain? I'll call it. 27, where are you? We're about 40 right. Hey, second up. We're still down to 5 now, 6116. I'm here at 18 eastbound, we get 5 sugar and bridge.
Just as the trooper began closing in, it looked like this one would be over quick. But out of nowhere, the suspect floored it, suddenly weaving across lanes, pushing the car to its limit, and showing she wasn't ready to give up without a fight.
And fast lane 19. Oh, the 90s, running people off the interstate now. And outside train to 18. From the bridge, eastbound 11, speed about 125.
As she made that sharp left turn onto Highway 67, Trooper Glendon Flowers took over as primary. From the beginning, he stayed close on her bumper, applying non-stop pressure.
1016, roll over.
And Trooper Glendon showed no mercy for this suspect. She crawled out through the back passenger door, and troopers placed Takesa Moss under arrest without further incident. She was checked out at the hospital, then handed over to Texarkana, Texas PD to face multiple felony charges, including felony fleeing. On February 15, 2024, an Arkansas state trooper was patrolling when a white pickup caught his eye. A quick plate check revealed the tags were expired. The trooper flipped on his lights and siren to initiate a simple traffic stop. But the driver had other plans. Instead of pulling over, he hit the gas and made the worst decision of his life.
Hey, 5, Hot Springs.
5.
37, 930, westbound, 7. Hot Springs, copy.
10-4. We're giving county advice. Hot Springs, all units, are you copying?
Regions 10-4, I'm headed away. Thanks, get out.
Hot Springs, Big Texas, North Frank Victor, 9349, NFP 93492.
The trooper didn't have time for games, as the pickup pushed past 100 miles per hour, weaving dangerously through traffic. The trooper radioed dispatch with a clear message. He was going for a pit the moment the road opened up.
Hot Springs, K5, that returns on a 2016 Toyota pickup line. What's your mile marker?
Coming up over 70. Hot Springs, I just pitted him out. He's in the median. He picked a run. Send an ambulance, send an ambulance.
No.
Hot Springs, you got an ambulance 1019. He tried to jump out of the truck while it was still rolling.
After the pit, the suspect jumped out of the truck while it was still rolling. He was knocked unconscious on impact. EMS arrived quickly and transported him to the hospital, where he later recovered. Once cleared, he was booked into jail, and no further details have been released. Here's something you don't see every day. A 19-year-old sovereign citizen doing 110 in a 45 with a trunk full of groceries and no license to his name. What started as a simple seatbelt violation turned into a full-blown pursuit through busy Georgia streets, and troopers had to act fast before things turned deadly. After a sharp turn in traffic forced the suspect to slow down, the trooper wasted no time, lining up and sending both vehicles into the ditch. With his pistol drawn, the trooper ordered the driver out. Jaden Mecky Hamilton surrendered without further incident. Turns out he fled because he had no license and didn't want to go to jail. Instead, he ended up in the Paulding County Jail, and his mom came to pick up the groceries. Did you know the Dodge Challenger is one of the top 5 most stolen sports cars in the U.S., and it's also one of the most misused by reckless drivers? This next one wasn't stolen, but the way it was driven, you'd think it was on its final ride. On June 3, 2023, a Georgia state trooper clocked a gray Dodge Challenger flying down Georgia 204 at 88 miles per hour. When the trooper activated his lights, the driver responded by hammering the gas, kicking off a pursuit that would stretch across city streets, parkways, and intersections at nearly 140 miles per hour.
Excuse me, west. Clear, all clear, all clear.
To the rear of your line.
All right, going east on Bay, back towards Presidents.
Despite flying at speeds nearing 140 miles per hour, the suspect had one more trick up his sleeve. He cut his headlights. In the middle of city streets, that move was useless. But once he hit the highway, darkness became his ally. At that speed, and with no lights, it doesn't take much to vanish into the night, turning this chase into a dangerous game of shadows.
All right, going back west on Victory. Clear east up. Pit, Reagan pit. I think we're on Duran. Stand by. Pit, Reagan pit. I think we're on Duran. Stand by.
Trooper sent the Challenger spinning into a concrete barrier. When suspect was asked why he ran, his said that he didn't want another speeding ticket. Instead, he ended up with a much longer list of charges and a guaranteed court date. Did you know Arkansas has one of the strictest DWI laws in the country, where even a second offense could land you in jail for up to a year? Well, one driver decided to test that limit the hard way. On July 12, 2023, just before 8 p.m., Corporal Ryan Wingo clocked a red Toyota Corolla speeding 26 miles over the limit on U.S. Highway 70. When he tried to pull the driver over, things took a sharp turn.
I decided to go over and tight, but then no response from either of them.
Pass Palm Station Road now. Okay, 22 County. We'll be coming up on the second, that's 3 lanes.
10-22, if you run one clear, I'm interrupt you.
The trooper clearly had the upper hand. The suspect wasn't going fast enough to outrun him, but for reasons unknown, he radioed for another agency to take over. That is, until the driver made a sharp left turn, and the trooper changed his mind.
Yeah, it's in front. I'm trying to get on the corner. Now he's speeding up. We're going 58 going south of the
Show me your hands!
Pitt sent the suspect into a ditch, flipping the car and ending the chase right there. The driver was 33-year-old Alberto Cruz, who tried to toss a beer can while upside down in the ditch. He was drunk, had no license, and had already been busted for DWI earlier that year. Cruz was transported to jail and hit with a list of charges, including felony fleeing, DWI, and open container. Safe to say, his day spun out just like his car.